I played Yummi in here with Vayne. We have also Velvet as a champion synergy with Yummi, of course. Let's look at my team only. We are invading in here. I'm trying to bounce forward. I didn't start anything. You can start Q or E depending on the situation, but mostly wanna start Q in lane if you're looking to poke. If you're looking to survive, you want to start with your E, of course, right? Whew! Okay. When the game starts, you know, I'm trying to get some passives, right? So I know Fiora is in the bush, he still could be there, right? But I won't, well, it's kinda coin flippy what I did, the truth is, right? I wanted to go for some auto attacks, get my shield, get some gold, right? Off my item. In here I could ban auto attack actually. And then here is the thing, in here we take some damage, of course we failed the invade. And in here I have to E her, right? So she gets out of the... And in here we are gaining. You know, in here not much happens. Basically we just failed an invade, not a big deal. We are going bot lane. I'm not sure why this Vayne tried to poke him or to do anything with him. We should man rush bot lane. And in here I told her we can cheese Jhin because Renata is top side. Also Jhin started with his D blade, not longsword 3 pots, which would be way better, or boots and potions, right? And in here I told her we can cheese him, but because the minions were so low and he was positioning backwards, we should ban soak the XP, so I should ban tell her to get the XP, or I should ban walk forward because we lost like 3 minions of XP. I lost actually only 2 because I walked forward, but in here I could ban ping her. Okay. It's just you and me, so Renata is still mid lane, is terrorizing the guy, and in here I'm poking as much as possible. And watch out what I do, I don't sit on Vayne, I don't position backwards, I sit in the bush. I try to throw in as many auto attacks as possible to zone him out from like Wing minions or auto attacking minions as much as I can, because I have a shield on me. And as you don't mind to go in auto attack trades because you have a shield, you have sustain, and also you're gonna, even if you go half HP, you're gonna sit on the carry, right? So it's not a danger for you even if you go half HP. So for example, I deal 55 damage on auto attacks, he deals 81, right? Say I take some of his HP down, he takes some of mine, right? I got a shield and the healing, and also even if I lose like half HP, he loses some of his HP as well, right? Which generally means that if I lose of my HP and I feel like I'm in danger, I can W back to Vayne, and then I'm still a useful tool. And I can bounce out when I get the shield and bounce back, just like that, right? So in here I'm just pressuring, you know. There is no reason to force, you know, because I E-started and I don't have too much poke, but I poke as much as I can. In here, there maybe I could then step forward, go for another auto attack, but I went for just for a short trade because I thought Renata could be around, but she wasn't yet here. So in here I'd step up, pressure again with Aerie, zone him away from XP as much as I can, and also from CS. So if I tab, we can see Jhin is significantly behind with XP, right? He's behind with XP, then our Vayne is almost level 2 from 1 minion, and also he lost some level of CS, of course, right? So we slow pushed, right? Simply said we slow pushed, and we were well aware that Zed started our red, or he started on the blue side of the map. And maybe I could ban ping mid lane, that's on me. Actually I could ban ping him. I was actually even like walking backwards to like ward our side because he could just simply gank us as well. You know, there's like a possibility for that as well, so. Because like for example, this is a bad ganking angle for Zed, you know. Like it's bad if he tries to W gank like this. This is a way better gank angle for him to walk all the way like this, then collapse on us, or from this area, right? Ganking from this side is kinda useless because if we position downwards, then we are ungankable in this spot. Also I got my E speed up, she got her Q, so we are basically ungankable unless Jhin somehow hits his W, but then we have cleanse, so it's ungankable. Like if you ward in here, it's really difficult for him to gank. Okay. I mean, he started from blue apparently, not from our red, but he started on the bottom side of the map. Since like our Belvet stole the top side and he didn't start Raptors, he didn't start these. So like what I should ban do, I should ban ward actually our own red or this side, right? Because Zed after taking his blue, he could take Belvet's, I mean his red, right? So I should ban actually ward it, so he doesn't like coin flip steals it. That's actually on me, I should ban actually ward it when I was coming back. Because there is a ward where he actually steals it. Or attempt to steal it, right? Okay. Now in here Zed is walking upwards, so I ping it upwards, right? So he's low HP, so right now he's generally looking to retail, but apparently he can afford to get some raptors with smite. So I use danger ping, he could go upwards, right? Let's look at my own play, of course. So in here I did a mistake. I stepped up, I didn't sidestep well enough and I got caught in her Q. Funny enough, like 85% of the times I never got caught in her Q, or 90% of the time. In here I managed to actually get caught in that ability, but it's really hard actually to hit the Renatas. But we still got some trade, right? Like we got some decent trades as well. Like okay, they focused me out, but Vayne is doing some work as well, right? Jinx, this is actually low-key fine because I'm a Yummi. I can sit on our Vayne, so even if it looks like a mistake, which was, I should ban sidestep her Q, we still got something out of it, right? Because Vayne was focusing the right target, so we could say that you could do this intentionally if you feel like your AD carry is capable to outrate the opponent's AD carry. Okay. Now in here, I'm just warding, you know, Zed is finishing his top side, or you know, there's a possibility he is bot side actually, because top is ungankable, mid is ungankable basically, so there's a chance he will be bot lane right now. The reason for that is his Gromp and Wolves are coming up soon as well, because he started from the bottom side of the map, so there is a possibility for that, of course. So we are positioning downwards so we don't get ganked by Zed. He goes for some chip damage in here. Did I do a mistake there? So I Q. Maybe I could ban get out for the shield in here. Yeah, I could ban just like when Renata was closer to Vayne, I could ban possibly just double out and look for an auto to get the shield. It's actually on me. I feel like there was like a ward where I actually reach with the extended outer range. In here I ward, but look at the way how I ward. So I walk, but I walk the sideways so that doesn't all-ins me, right? But generally I shouldn't even ward this because I risk myself. Like, here's the thing, if you ward this, it's good enough. Warding this is actually useless against that because, as I said, he does not get the gank angle from the river side, right? He can get a gank angle from this side, but it's warded. Or he can get a gank angle from this bush, but we don't have vision. So the only way you want to ward this, if you are trying to fight the enemy champion's balls deep, then he can actually collapse on us, right? But it was a risky ward that I went for. Okay. In here I just heal her, not much is going on, she throws the E of course, and now I'm looking. So when Renata has no E, you can Q anybody, like Jhin or Renata if you can, because then Renata can just shield away your Q poke, right? I'm also stepping up aggressively a bit, a tiny bit. In here I sidestep her Q. So the reason why I always get in and out, right? So Renata or Jhin throws a Q or W at me, I sidestep them, or I W back to Vayne, depends if I feel like I can sidestep it. You can W back as well, that's a way to bait it out, but it's really important to bait out these abilities because it has a long cooldown, and if she has no Q, for 16 seconds it's a long cooldown ability, means that we can play more aggressively, I can go for more auto pokes, and also it's easier for her to last hit, because if I bait out her E or Q, she does not get poked for last hitting, right? And also it's easier for me to Q poke if I bait her E out, because then she does not have her shield. And it's harder to trade back, of course, right? And in here I step up aggressively, right? So this is the thing, like, you should have the confidence as Yummi to step up like this. We have bush dominance, right? This is not warded. And you can just like constantly sit on the Vayne and hope that that your team will win you the game. No, you should set up advantages, you should stack your item right, you should get your shield, get your healing right. Like, you can just randomly always sit on your carry carry. In here I go for an auto trade, proc her bomb plating, get my mana, get my shield. Really good trade. From my part, she trades a tiny bit backwards. I do believe she has like 550 auto range, so it's really hard to actually like outspace it. But I think with the bonus range it's possible. Next patch it won't be anymore though. Okay. In here we poke a tiny bit. I accidentally missed that into the minion. And in here we are just gaming. So I even eat her. So she wasn't like too low on HP, right? But I eat her. So sometimes you want to E your AD carry, not because she has too much missing HP, but you should E her like if she's lower than 100% HP, of course. Sometimes you need to time your E to the abilities that they may use on her, right? So for example, if she Qs, when you hear the Q sound effect, or the E sound effect, you're already pressing E on Yummi to heal her up, and to make the chances higher that she's gonna sidestep that ability, because when you press your E, she gets a burst of movement speed, right? So that's clicked on the Vayne, right? And in here I will E the Vayne, right? And look at her movement speed. So now she is in EQ range, right? She's in EQ range, so you got to time your E when she's poking, so it's easier to sidestep it, right? And in here I had to E because she could Q us, right? If I don't give her a burst of movement speed, right? She gets over 400 movement speed, and she could be possibly caught in her Q, right? So you can use it also to space out or dodge abilities, right? It will allow your AD carry to dodge abilities more easily, especially after the recent like speed buff. Your E gives 5% more speed, which generally means that now you speed up people for 22%. Decent speed up. And in here I'm stepping up. Maybe I should Vamping Vayne. I could Vamping Vayne. I saw the situation. I could Vamping Vayne actually. 100% I should Vamping the Vayne. I was walking upwards, you know, and you know, I'm stepping up and I'm saving everybody. In here the fight breaks out. I W, I E, and I kill. So maybe the heal wasn't needed or my E, but in this type of situations, I even burned my exhaust. Like in this type of situations, use everything. Don't overthink it, because you may be gonna risk your carry to die, right? And if your carry dies, there's a high chance you will die as well. So if you are 100% sure that I don't need my heal or my E or my exhaust, whatever, then it's fine. Then don't use it. So in here, you know, again, like you should play with this amount of confidence, you know. My Belvet couldn't kill the Zed because she's a melee champion, right? But I got ranged auto attacks, right? So in here I should actually get out earlier, but I thought she can kill her. So in here I'm getting out, right? And watch out, I'm hitting him until he dies, because I know he has no double, he has no flash, right? And Belvet is melee, he can't go under tower, he's too low, and he's a melee champion, right? I got a long auto attack range, 550 auto range compared to her, right? And look, I get out, auto attack, one more, and he's dead. And then I W back, just like that. Just like that. In here I don't know why Velcro doesn't, so he does. And in here we back off. And I could ban also follow Velcos, but I could ban Recall earlier. This was a mistake from my part. So here is the wave, right? Victor is busy with the cannon wave with the minions. It's really likely that he won't randomly step up and cancel our recalls, but it's more safer to walk under tower. I could then just get out and reset in here instead of walking all the way, because most of the players won't leave a cannon wave just to step up really deeply and hope to cancel a recall, right? So I could then just recall in here instead of going all the way with Velcos, so that like we can see like the Victor is not even bothering, like most of the people won't bother. So I could bang at an earlier recall, which generally means I could protect and fight more on bot lane, right? Okay, so we got our items, we got our bandless glass mirror, we got the controller, the potion. It actually remained in my inventory. Now watch out what I do. I'm warding the Drake, right? The reason for that is because we don't have complete vision, right? We don't see this area. So the good warding spot is this, because it covers this area if the enemy mid laner is roaming, or if my support is roaming mid. And it also covers the Drake, right? So it's a really good warding spot, but it's too risky to go for it as Yummi. And people were missing, so I was queuing this bush to see if Zed is here or someone is here. There wasn't anybody. I didn't have a ward, so I couldn't ward it, I only had like a normal ward, so instead of going the risky path, this would be much more safe, honestly. Should Ben take that path? Okay. There is like a small risk walking this way. I tried to go for a greedy ward, but then I changed my mind. It's too greedy to ward in this spot, so it's fine even if you bounce a ward like this. I think it's a bit bad in a way. I could then bounce it in here, because if Renata wards this bush and this bush, I mean this Drake, then she can get it out from the wall side. So, but if she wants to get the ward out of on this side, then she needs to risk herself walking all the way, which will put her into a risky spot, or she needs to walk all the way in. But if Belvet is here and collapses from Blast Cone, then she might be dead, right? So usually you shouldn't place wards like this, you know, or like this. They are too easy to be taken out. You should put them really deep, so it puts them in a more dangerous spot, right? Okay, now what else is there to look at? I'm just basically Blast Coning, using the plant. So Belvet is bot side, right, which generally means he will either mid gank or bot gank, and I was revealing if there are any wards. There weren't any, but Victor wards right after, and I pinged it, it's warded. Belvet pinged it as well, or I told her it's warded. Actually I didn't ping it. I'm walking back, I'm queuing the bush again, but instead of doing this I could bam also Blast Cone, then I don't set myself up to some type of danger. But I queued it, there wasn't anybody inside, so I just take it. And in here I'm doing the same thing, right? So I get out of the Vayne. I'm sidestepping really well as Yummi, of course. And you know, I'm baiting out her abilities, and if she has no Q, we can play more aggressively, and we can also, I'm just soaking these abilities for Vayne so she can see us more easily and go for more aggressive plays, right? I'm autoing, but I could ban auto space it a bit better, so I don't get traded back actually. It was like a slight mistake from my part. You can definitely go for an auto attack without getting traded back. Because of the, you get 600 range on your auto attack and she has only 550. But it also depends on her movement speed, you know, like if she has more speed than you have, she doesn't. But if she does have more speed than you have, then she can trade back, right? But you can definitely outspace it. But next patch you can't do it anymore, so. Like my auto spacing in kinda fall off time to time because I could ban keep the shield if I spaced a tiny bit better or sidestep better, right? And here I'm just healing the Vayne, of course. Okay. In here I'm healing her again. I get out, I help her to get the ward and get the plant as well. And now I should actually take all of these. And why is the reason for that? All 4 of these, because she has enough mana. Vayne is not a mana hungry champion, this amount of mana is really good for her. And also the other reason is she has no ult, so there is no all-in potential yet. And here is the thing, the more mana I have, the more I can heal her, of course, so she doesn't need every bit of plant because I'm E-maxing. Maybe I should ban Q-max. I was like, this matchup will be difficult, Jhin and Renata against Yummi and Vayne, but it was way easier than I thought, so maybe I could ban Q-max, but Q-max feels a bit bad because they always position behind minions and Renata got her own shield. This shield will soak most of my Q damage, so it's, I guess, E is safer. Like with scaling AD carries like Vayne, E is usually safer to secure the early game. It's up to you, like depends how well you know the matchup. If you feel like you want to go more aggressive, definitely max your Q. But maxing Q seems to be a bit inconsistent. So in here it was a mistake from my part. I exhausted him, but the exhaust doesn't trigger the tower aggro. I should ban auto attack him, right? So Belvet doesn't take the tower aggro. Because like she could ban live in here. And in here I had another mistake. I didn't W back to Vayne. Like she would die to the tower or to Fiora. I didn't W back to Vayne, which was also a mistake because now Fiora kills both of us. And my W was on cooldown, so it's just Sedge. And it is so awkward because in here I W back. I try to get out, but it's just so hard. And she shouldn't even trade back. I should then probably heal and get out, but yeah, like in there, I think it was more so Vayne's. And look, watch out what I did. Really important. So I soaked the Fiora's parry. So as soon as Fiora parries, you need to get out. You need to get out, especially if Fiora is going for a stun parry when you are ulting, right? Or when your teammate is CCing her. And why would you do that, right? So her W deals 110 damage. Oh, you can't click her or what? Why can't you click her if she parries though? I will show it after, right? So her W has a long cooldown, right? It has 110 damage, decent base damage, really high base damage, right? And here's the thing, it slows people for 50% and it slows their auto attack as well for 50%, which means that you can't really auto attack. It's almost like a unarming. It's almost like unarming people, right? So you need to soak this W from Fiora as you meet and get back. But sadly, it's no matter how hard I tried, we shouldn't fight her. We should then just disengage. Maybe I should ban danger, ping her away so she gets out. It's on me as well, partially. Partially, it's your mistake because you didn't ping it. You could then ping it as well, right? Okay. I'm just waiting for raining here. So in here not much happens, of course. I'm just soaking XP. I'm looking for a level 6 gank on mid lane with my ultimate, and we are well aware that Zed is stealing right now, right? He could be here, right? That's a possibility. So what I do in here, I ward in here and I proc the blast cone so Zed can't escape. Look. Like my teammates are pinging it. Our spider senses do activate, and in here Zed could be here, so I'm hovering around. I'm not on Vayne. The Zed could invade. The reason for that is because his top side is most likely not here. It's most likely gone, and there isn't anything better that he could go for. So we thought that he might be here, he might be flipping, and I'm just stepping up. I'm not sitting on Vayne, I'm not hitting the wave or anything, I'm not soaking XP, because my ultimate is really important in here to root him down. Renata shows up, right? People are rotating, 100%. So, now what I do, I position a bit defensively so I don't get caught, right? And Zed shows up. And in here, I just commit with my ultimate so he gets rooted. But he flashes, but it's fine because he wasted his ult and flash, and he didn't get a kill out of it. Then I'm looking for a WE on the Belvet, of course. But sadly she gets, yeah, it's a bit unlucky. But we at least pick up one kill in here, that's like really good. She gets a passive as well, of course, which allows her to go for an even more aggressive play because she can Q through walls, so I'm sticking to her. I'm not going back to Vayne because that could be on his wolves right now. So we are actually collapsing on him, we are invading. And in here we are trying to kill her, of course. And I tried to get out to get an auto on him, but maybe I should then stick to Velvet. I just didn't know she will flash on the Zed, right? And we are collapsing, people are pinging, we are collapsing on the Jhin right now. We are also fishing for Renata in here. I'm getting out on this side of the map to leave a ward to see whenever Renata arrives, right? Okay. So in here I had a slight mistake. Maybe I should ban W her and E and like look to Q, but I guess that's like he should recall, because if he is not walking out then he's recalling, so I could then just like somehow take a tower shot or two, Q her, cancel her recall and kill her with the team. I was actually expecting his being, but I didn't cancel it. I could then actually look to cancel that. So that's something you can play way better than I do in this situation, right? Okay. And in here we are securing the tower, of course. Our Renata is here, but at the same time she's kind of afraid of our Velvet, that she might be doped or whatever. In here she's committing. And probably I should best stick to her, but it's fine because we pick the kill anyway, so... Probably if she commits I should best stick to her, 100%. In here I use W back. Again I will have a misplay in here, we are forcing when I have enough money for Shurelia, control ward to build towards Ardent Sensor, but my team decided to force and I should ping them up, I should ping my item spike. In here we had a bad play, because I should ping her to pull it out, right? If we want to greed on it, we need to pull it out, otherwise Zed can possibly smite it or Victor can steal it with an ability, right? So we shouldn't risk it by holding into the place where it spawns, right? And exactly what I said, Zed just steals it. So you need to pull it out if you want to greed for it, right? Yeah, and in here we all get killed. So, like, just because we didn't pull it out, right? Like, maybe if we pull it out and kill it in here, we wouldn't be in this such an awkward spot, right? But I could then tell her, or I could then just back them off, ping them off. I could then tell them I have a lot of gold, we need to be. This was greedy from my teammates' part, so I could then actually shoot call it better, even as a Yummi player, because as Yummi usually you are sitting on someone, which means you have enough space to give some nice shoot calls out, watch out for the map, for people and so on, right? So in here, notice I'm getting in and out of Belvet. The reason for that is I'm getting in and out of Belvet is to reproc Shurelia, which means she constantly can get bonus movement speed, the 30%, the 25% motivate bonus movement speed every time I W in and out, which means that she can move from A to B faster, but in here she is just CSing, so I'm going bot lane. Actually I'm just getting out the ward because Belvet is hovering bot side, which means she could gank bot lane or mid lane, so I had to get out the ward for her, right? You need to de-ward as Yummi to set up a gank, right? In here I Q, I could then go the other way around. Okay. When is Herald spawning? Do we know it? Where is Herald spawning? Just soaking XP in here basically. Okay. And Herald is coming, so we gotta rotate for Herald soon. My mistake was in here when Vayne was moving from A to B. So every time your AD carry is moving from A to B or anybody, you should W in and out. So the person reaches the point faster, right? And sometimes I don't do it, but you should definitely get in and out constantly on Yummi to proc the motivate on Shurelia. Okay. Alright, so in here I W him, get some speed, and watch out I don't stick to him, I get out for more mobility because I'm playing with Belvet right now. Vayne is in a safe spot, right? And Vel'Koz doesn't need my help because most likely he's gonna shove. Even if I stay with him, we can't really get anything done realistically because Victor will just position defensively, so there's no reason to help him to shove. I'm just trying to commit to the fight, right? And in here, look, I'm coming and I'm again saving everybody. I'm ulting, so I know people are walking away, but this is a zoning ultimate, right? So also people are gonna think, oh, this was a waste of ultimate, right? But people are not walking in because they're gonna get rooted and killed, you know? So sometimes you're just gonna zone with your ultimate, right? And in here I eat her, right? My E was really late, but I eat her. Okay. In here she gets the plant, of course. So she's healed up basically to full to ease the plant, and now people think that she's almost dead, but in reality she got the plant, she got healed back, and Fiora didn't expect this gank. So in here we shouldn't even get out for the ward, I should then just ping her to go forward, because probably she didn't notice us, because her eyes were focused on the ghouls, since Yorick eat her, and she's trying to kill these, right? So most likely his eyes were focused on the ghouls and not on us, so we should then actually walk as fast as we can, instead of trying to... Que pasa? Now, in here, what do? We are committing. And look what Fiora does, she parries, and in here it's on me. When Belvet W's her, of course Fiora will parry it, right? W back to stun our Belvet, right? But here's the thing, I should then get out and face tank it. Actually no, because I would be dead, not this time, not this time. I would be most likely dead if I do it. Not this time, but usually you should do it if it's a 2v1 situation for Fiora, right? It's really important to face tank it so your carry can kill the opponent. In here I'm fishing for a shield, but it's really greedy what I do. I'm looking to get a shield and mana, but it's really greedy what I did. And I get punished for my greediness, of course. You shouldn't do this with 0 mana. I was fishing for a shield, but... And in here I got out for no reason. I should then stick to Belvet. Then we would survive. And that's just like really bad because I got caught in the W. I thought I can get out of it, but I should then get out downwards. Then W the guy. The Belvet, but I got caught at the edge of the W. I thought I can get out. And in here I pinged Vel'Koz to come close, but it was risky for him, so he didn't. Yeah, it's a bit unlucky. So we are skipping a tiny bit in here. Okay, so I'm even sure rallying because he hit his EW and Gale Force wasted his, Jhin wasted his Gale Force. So we could then commit with Vel'Koz's ultimate. The only problem was that the Zed was hovering, but I do believe if he stepped up ulted, I ulted. Oh, he had no ult, okay. Didn't see it actually. Didn't see it, I thought he had ult. So that's why I should rally at because I thought he had ult. But no, he didn't have it, I didn't notice it actually. Okay. So in here I'm walking towards Belvet again because she is securing Herald. So in case somebody, like anybody, I don't care who, anybody tries to contest, I'm there, I'm rooting them, I'm exhausting them, I'm helping Belvet, I'm empowering her damage. There's no reason for me to sit on these guys when she's taking one of the most important objectives, Herald. I know it's after 14 minutes Herald, but here is the thing, it's Belvet. It's insanely valuable on Belvet to get a Herald. It's an empowered ultimate basically. Okay. So in here I'm just sticking to Herald, I mean to Belvet, right? The reason for that is they don't necessarily need my help all that much. Yorick should side lane alone, right? He should side lane alone. Vayne can pick up the mid wave, she's not at any type of danger. So now I'm playing with her, and in general I should then get Dark Seal this game, because this game we will get multiple kills. Even now I could then buy Dark Seal because we got like multiple kills, but I didn't bother, but it would be definitely a good purchase. And Belvet picks it up, I played on her part. I even heal her a tiny bit, we have for monsters of course. I even leave a ward, but I could then just walk downwards and like ward something like this. Instead of warding in here, it's kinda useless, but still provides some vision. Or maybe you can even bounce a ward from this area, I'm not sure if it's possible. But definitely I could then set up some vision, so it's easier to pick it up. Two people were dead, so it was realistically really safe, but I just wanted to make it sure we don't get randomly killed or something. Okay, now in here we are getting the red, right? And in here I'm using my E, I'm using my Shurelia, right? Because we want to hard engage on the Jhin. She misses a reset. And it's a bit unlucky. And I pick up these mana and HP plants so I can heal her more. I even lay a ward in there. And watch out, every time I move towards a bush, I have some type of movement, right? I walk downwards, I walk upwards, right? You don't walk in a straight line because then you're gonna get caught in like a... When I attack you in any type of abilities, so every time you are warding you should Q check it, you should walk sideways, you can't walk in a straight line, right? And in here we kinda forced, I could then ping her away. from turbo forcing a fight because she had a lots of gold on her. I do, but yeah, she had 3k. So like as much minions she got, monsters, herald, and all that kills, she should have a lots of gold on her. So you could then ping your teammates away, tell them to reset or get the Drake, don't force. Then you have 3k gold on you. You want to invest your gold lead into items. So she had a Vamp Scepter and she could buy a blade. Now imagine if she had blade of the Ruin King this fight. The chances would be really high in here to win. Same as in here, like Velko's always played like really passively, he's a bit insecure or I don't know. But in here I could then ping him to play more aggressively because no way Zed kills him. So here's the thing, Zed is behind and I also have healing since Zed has no ignite, right? So in here he should then posture aggressively, I should then ping him to walk forwards. Just helping, and then I could ult the Zed because he had no more dashes, no flash. Which means we would possibly even get a double kill of my ultimate, right? But in here he played too passively. And then I do believe if he walked forwards with the speed, then we would possibly kill the guy with my ultimate. But then again, like, it's something you can ping, 100%, try to ping it. I know some people won't listen to you, some people won't give a shit, right? But try to ping it, some people will. It's only one side of the spectrum that people will flame you if you are trying to give out calls or people won't listen to you, but not every person is the same, right? Now in here I'm rotating for Belvet again. It's really important to stay on her. You got a really extremely good synergy with her. And from this point on I should then actually max my W, not my Q or my E. I should then put more points in W, because the more damage I give out for her, with this insane amount of attack speed she can get, it can be even higher. It means that she has way more DPS, so I feel like maxing Q out is not as valuable as having more W points, because the damage you're gonna grant her means that she has a lot more DPS. And in there, watch out what I did. Again I got out, right? I soaked the parry, so she can kill her, right? It's really important if they have a Morgana Q, if they have some type of single target CC, you want to face tank it, the Jin W, even if it roots you, so you can so your carry can secure the kill, right? So watch out, when Velvet W's, I get out and I face tank it, right? And here's the thing, if Velvet gets stunned, the chances are way lower that we're gonna kill her, right? Like she dealt a lot of damage. Now of course Velko's was here, but yeah, like I feel like if I don't face tank it, maybe we wouldn't get it, right? Maybe. But if Velko's wouldn't be here, then for sure. So the general idea is to face tank the ability, right? In here again I'm getting in and out, which I should then do more often in the game. But often I was just sitting on someone and I wasn't getting in and out, which means I didn't give them enough mobility. You should keep your APM as high as possible, as you mean. APM means actions per minute. By the way, it's really satisfying, or the animation is really cool when Velvet auto attacks with the Ardent Sensor. Like the effect itself is really cool. Like look at the effect, it's really cool. Especially when she gets to have more attack speed. It's really satisfying. Okay. So in there I could then actually W him earlier or W out E him, then W, so I get an assist, but I guess it's fine. In here... Even in here I could then actually get out and try to face tank the Jin W. I was just slowly reacting so she does not get rooted, because here's the thing. From the Jin W you can't get rooted as Yummi because you need to get damage from someone, which means that you won't get rooted unless you're sitting on a Morgana W, right? But usually you shouldn't get rooted. And in here Vayne is committing. And watch out what I do. So as soon as Zed arrives I auto attack and I W back really quickly. And I also E her, so you need to get out really fast, auto attack, get back really fast, right? In fact, what you can do if Zed is really fed, now not in this scenario, but if Zed is fed, you should W, of course, auto attack, get the shield back, but you can also tank the ZQs. Even if they go through you, the ZQ's damage will be reduced by like 25%, which means 2 Qs will be reduced by 50, so that will generally allow your AD carry to survive more easily. And in here I was trying to face tank one Jin W before I get in, so they don't lose their HP, right? The last one I didn't face tank because that could kill me, so I didn't bother. Even in here I'm getting in and out to provide both of them mobility. And in here you can see like Vayne is recalling, I wanna reset as well. So I don't stick to this guy or to Yorick, or I don't recall by myself, I just W the Vayne like Rakan and Saya would, which means that I get back, right? Okay. Okay. Now in here we are infiltrating, of course we are trying to collapse on the Fiora itself. And in here we try to collapse on her, but it's warded, so... Yeah, and she went all the way like this, I do believe. We were trying to search for her, but we got juked a bit, yeah. We got a tiny bit juked. But it's fine, because right now we're picking up the Drake. And in here we are collapsing on Zed. I exhausted him, I think. And in here we are committing, I ult him to root him, right? And so we pick up the kill, right? It's more secure. In here I'm throwing a Q out too, but I didn't reach. And in here the outcome of the game is pretty much one-sided. We are just slowly ending. Yorick is split pushing. We are pushing on our own self as well, because here's the thing. In here we should push on top lane with the Belvet, because our teammates are fighting, right? So usually you want to get out of your carry and auto-attack the tower, but here's the thing, Belvet has such an insanely high attack speed that I feel like giving out how much 56 AD. I should have more points in it than in my W. 56 AD with 3 dot something attack speed is probably better than me getting out and auto-attacking the tower. I think this is Belvet specific, but if someone knows the mathematic like DPS difference between you getting out and auto-attacking the tower or sitting on Belvet, what's the difference, then that would be really great. But I do believe I don't have too much AP, and I do believe if she has that much attack speed and I also give her a lot of attack speed with my E and Ardent sensor, means that she can and also she gets attack speed from her Q, I do believe, right? If she Qs minions she gets even more attack speed, which I do believe from her Q she gets attack speed, right? Or from her E, which ability? Passive, she gets attack speed from passive, But I think there was like some active ability she got attack speed from, no? Or no, it doesn't, But yeah, like in this situation I do believe it's better to sit on Belvet because of her insane attack speed, right? But yeah, you gotta know the mathematical difference, right? Like math is important when it comes to tower pushing on me, right? You gotta know like when do you deal more attack damage as if you would sit on your carry. You can also sit on your carry, eat and get out and out of the tower. And in there I could ban WE the guy, I just didn't pay attention. I didn't move my camera, I didn't pay attention on the Vel'Koz, but 100% I should ban. So in here I was paying attention on Belvet, which was fine, but in here I should ban get out, but I didn't move my camera, I didn't give a shit. I should ban get out, move towards him. I just didn't move my camera, I didn't see that Zed is trying to kill him, because it was really unexpected for me since Zed is so behind, but I could ban move my camera, move towards him, don't use my E of course on the Belvet. I could ban use my E on the Vel'Koz and he could possibly survive, right? Probably he would, look. So he dies to a last tower shot, so even in here I had a slight bit of space, but I didn't have my E, so I could then spare my E and get on top of the battle, right? It's really important to pay attention, right? But look at how satisfying the animation is.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed. Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And in here we are defending. I'm using everything because we are ending the game to zone tempo bay or get some speed, but they just give it up straight whatever. And Limp is going to GG, well played. That's it for now. This was a Master 200 RP gameplay. Have a nice day.